Hello, everyone. This is Sharon Stein McNamara. I am the president of Minnesota Psychological Association, and we're doing another member spotlight. And I am very excited to speak with Sarah Cronin. So, Sarah, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hello, everyone. I'm Sarah Cronin. You can use they or she pronouns with me. I'm an associate professor of psychology at Bemidji State University, primarily teaching, but I also am a licensed psychologist and volunteer hours in the community as well.
What kind of a practice do you have? Is it mainly academic or do you do clinical as well?
It is mainly academic, so full time I'm teaching. It's quite a full load and a teaching emphasis position, and also involves some research, especially mentoring student research. But because I'm teaching counseling skills, I think it's important to keep up in my practice. So I volunteer a small amount in the community, mostly running support groups for folks in the queer community up here.
Yeah. So what is one aspect of your job that you love the most?
The thing I love the most about my job is student development. I love seeing undergraduate students who want to be helping professionals really connect with what it means to be a helping professional and then actualize that in their life. Seeing them graduate, go to grad school. My favorite thing is hearing back years later about the impact that the undergraduate training had in their now master's or doc level practice. It's just really wonderful to get to walk with them in that part of their journey. I really see it as like them walking, and I'm just like with them with the map.
Yeah. What would you consider to be one of the most challenging parts of your job in your specialty area?
Yeah, for me, the most challenging part relates to research and advocacy. So, a lot of my research is around the importance of access to mental health services, especially like equitable access policies that make it so everybody can access mental health services. And it's really hard to get buy in from policymakers around the importance of that because they see the bottom line and I see people. And so, learning how to communicate my research effectively to advocate and benefit lives has been my biggest growth area and challenge that is also really rewarding because it's important to me.
So it sounds like you're passionate about both working in for public service as well as for academic research issues.
Absolutely. Yeah. To
Yeah.
me, research is like an avenue to, make important social change. So staying grounded in theory, but with the intention of what does this mean for how we live and serve as psychologists.
Can we talk some about MPA? I know that you've done a lot, in the past for MPA, and why did you join MPA? Do you have any thoughts about being a member of MPA?
Yes, absolutely. I became my first MPA conference was actually when I was on internship in my doc program. We were required to attend the conference, and at that time, I had been more involved in national conferences, and it was really a joyful experience to be with folks practicing in the region and state that I live in. And especially once I graduated and now I'm in my professional, like post grad life, MPA has been really essential to stay connected to what's going on in our state here. I appreciate the national level, it's wonderful, but that's why I continue to stay a member of MPA and encourage students and recent grads to become a member, is because it really helps us foster our community here. When new policies, laws, ethical considerations come out, we can get support that is more local and more aware of what it means to be a Minnesota psychologist, not just a psychologist. And I also really appreciate the conferences that are put on, the annual one, but also the multicultural summit that we hold. It's been a great way to connect with practitioners in our state.
Yeah. Is there anything that you could say about helping someone to decide if they were going to join MPA?
Hmm. It's a great question. I think my recommendation would be to like try it out. Like give it a year, to attend a conference, try to connect with some of us and see how it's been for us, see what it could be like for you. And I bet you'll be surprised that it's a good choice for you.
Yeah. Well, so in closing, is there anything that you would like to see MPA be more attentive to or thoughtful about? I know you're in greater Minnesota and we're really trying to have more, forums that are over Zoom so that that more people from the state, outstate, greater Minnesota can attend.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a great example of something that for me, I was a city person. I grew up in the city, lived in Minneapolis for 10 years, and I didn't realize kind of the privilege that was with that as a professional being in a city. And once I moved to greater Minnesota, I and some other colleagues were able to be heard by MPA of, even more for us rural practitioners and rural professionals would be valuable. And I saw really quick adjustment to make more things high flex or hybrid, and to opportunities to connect virtually. It might take time for us out here to make ourselves available to attend those, but that's like one example of how I saw MPA listen and respond to what those of us out here need. There is a rural division that I'm a part of, and that's been a valuable way to connect with other folks in the same setting that I'm in. And so those are just like two examples of direction that we're headed that I think is a good direction and an important direction. I'd like to keep seeing that
yeah.
attempt.
Well, fantastic to talk with you. Thank you so much for your time.